Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Friday, guys. Want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well this season. I got a word for you. Tap in. Happy Friday, guys. So I want to speak to you guys about some things. I don't even know how many I have right now. It may increase, I'm not even sure. But signs that God is increasing your life in this season. Chosen ones, the shift is here. You're chosen for a specific purpose. What areas will he increase? Well, that depends on the area of your calling. So the area of your calling will be increased, right? We're all called to different things, remember? Um, but it's very, very clear. It's very profound. Uh, Chosen people, you're spiritually sensitive. You feel the shift. Honey, you can have 30 cents in your bank account, literally looking at your account now, but you feel the shift. There's no denying that God is about to bless you in some kind of way. Maybe you know how, maybe he's giving you insights, but there's something spiritually that you know increase is now, right? So I don't know if I want to say religion have taught, because I really don't know if religion per se taught it, or if maybe certain Bible verses were read and people received it or interpreted it differently and kind of just started making other people think that it's a sin. The kingdom of God is only heaven, only in heaven, meaning you can't tap into the kingdom of God here on earth. Child, listen. I don't know where that originated from. I think I've heard people say things like, well, never mind. I think I do know where it originated from. But at the end of the day, it was designed to really make you think, right? That you will only be blessed and your blessings are only when you get to heaven. Child, please. Child, please. God wants you to be just as fruitful here, right? It's going to be even more fruitful, right? When you get to heaven. But honey, it's a lie from the pits of hell. Why are these evil folks so wealthy, but yet so dark? I'm sorry, so evil, so dark, but yet so wealthy. And then create some scenario that if you live for God, right, or you're a chosen one, it's evil, honey. Money is the root of all evil. Absolutely not. It's the spirit and the intent in the person behind the money. How can money be evil? If God needs the chosen ones to get specific things done on the earth, wouldn't kingdom currency? Listen, okay, never mind. Let's talk, guys. Let's start, because I want to go so more into that, but I'm trying to make my videos a little bit shorter or chop them up because I know some of you guys got ADHD, including myself. All right, let's start. They're not in any specific order, but just getting where you fit in. God has given you some kind of witty idea and invention. Now, again, this could have been very long ago. Maybe you've already started that thing, but I'll tell you this. If you've been tapped in and you stayed faithful to it, there's fruit in that area. And that fruit, right, it's almost like a side hustle. It's not really a hustle because it comes to you. God just gave you the seed, right? You work the seed at some time, and you may still have to work it if you will. But the point is, it's kind of like petty cash. Is that the word I'm looking for? I don't know. But it's that thing. Okay, you hear people say things like, God is responsible to provide, like whatever he's asking you or calling you to do, God has to provide it. So it's like that. So whatever that witty idea and invention that God gave you, right? That's going to be the thing that takes care of what God needs. So it's really not going to like be a burden on you. The point I'm trying to make is that particular thing is not for you, if you will. Now, you will benefit from it because God's going to increase you in other areas, but he does not want to call you to something that's going to drain you and have you struggling. No. So he's giving you some kind of witty idea, an invention, or he's giving you some type of strategy on how to market yourself in a certain area, and then you will attract abundance in that particular area. So it's not your hard working fingers to the bone, right? Money that will be used to get God's purpose done, if that makes sense. Next, he's testing you in small areas. Listen, guys, right? I went through this a long time ago. Please don't sleep on your convictions in regards to putting those buggies back, right? Don't sleep on those small convictions that that person may have given you an extra $2 when they refunded you and they didn't realize it, but you did. And when you get to your car, right, you're sitting here thinking, oh, well, God sure have blessed me. But come on, right? So now you get to your car, and the minute you crank that car up, there's a heavy conviction. Put the car back in park. Go return that $2. Do not, please, don't sleep on those kind of convictions. What he's doing is he is training you to see if he can trust you. So if he can't trust you to do the right thing with $1, why would he give you 1,000? Make it make sense. So he trains you in those small ways. And we can come up with a number of ways, right? Next, there is a heavy conviction feeling to relocate. Now, again, this is not for everyone. And you may feel like, I can't even lie, right? Everything's dried up here, but I'm comfortable. I'm afraid of the unknown. Like my family is here. Everything I know is here. Listen, a lot of the times, the witty idea and invention that he may give you may be in a completely separate land. You may not even discover. Leave me alone. You may not. I'm sorry, guys. You may not even. You may not even discover the witty idea and invention until you get to that land. So those of you who are the people that must see the blueprint first, you must know what God is doing first, even though he's convicting you to go ahead and take the step now, right? He wants you to take the step out on faith. You're going to be in trouble. No judgment, because the people like me who get ahead of God, we get in trouble too, right? But you got to get up out of that particular territory. And you may actually do okay right now. Like, seriously, you may feel like, well, I feel like I do okay. That's fine. Absolutely great. But we're talking about if he's wanting to increase you. See, you may have been stagnant. You may have been in the same position for the last 15 years, right? But if you're fine, then stay. I don't think there's no harm in staying. It's just more so less he's going to keep going towards the people who's ready to receive. That, and then also currently in your current lane where he's trying to pull you from, you have a lot of people there that he doesn't want around you. This can look like toxic family members. This can look like toxic exes that you got some type of spiritual ties with, and it's just like this tug of war type of thing. Like, listen, you gotta be free. It's obedience over emotions. Once God taps you and he's ready to really increase and elevate your life, it's like he severed ties with everything, honey. You got to be completely free. And the soul tie is no joke. Obedience over emotions. Next, he is working overtime on your character. Now, you may already be perfect, right? Right? You may already be perfect. So you think, right? But he is working overtime on your character. And you will know the areas because he's going to keep highlighting them. So you may get a B plus on your character test, but it's going to be something or some things that he's going to keep highlighting that's to perfect that character. And that can be a number of things, obviously. Next. He's going to, listen, you stiff necks. I was once one, but I learned my lesson real quick when God removed them, honey. I got myself together so quick and went back and got my destiny helper. He's going to send you people who are already elevated, right? Doesn't mean they're perfect. They're probably just as flawed as you in certain areas, right? But, or maybe not, because they've already put the work in. The point is they're not perfect. They're not perfect. But he's going to send them to you to help you in the area he's calling you to. So this can look like if he's calling you to kingdom marriage, right? But you never saw it. Your mama and your daddy both is crazy. Nobody, you never saw it. A great example of this is that and third. In fact, nobody in your family is married. Everybody's just X, Y, and Z, right? Then he's going to supernaturally introduce you to a kingdom couple. Right? And that's just one example. The whole point is the area he's calling you to. If he's calling you to kingdom currency, you're going to meet somebody who's great with finances, right? They're already moving in kingdom currency, things like that. So he's going to send you a person to glean from. Now, here's the thing. You can keep thinking that you know it all, but make it make sense. If somebody's on a higher level than you, the level you're trying to get to, obviously they have the formula to something that you don't. It's just common sense. Why aren't you on their level? But instead, what you want to do is you want to challenge these people, which they ain't got time for that, because if they're on a certain level, they're very busy. They're really only helping you because God sent them to help you. But once God get enough of your mouth and you're rejecting his very help, he's going to remove them and send them elsewhere where they will be appreciated. Honey, it happened to me one time. Only one time. But your girl got right real quick. Next, it's calling you to total surrender. Total surrender. Now, if you're like me, this can be a process because surrender, honey, is not easy. Right? So it may be a process for you, or maybe you will be the person truly, you don't feel a need to maybe kind of like have your hands in everything when he calls you to surrender, to say, okay, you've been doing great in the area of your business for the last 10 years, right? And you may even have some success in that business, right? Truly, you may have success in the business, but he's now calling you to sell the business. But he wants to use you more in purpose and calling. So if you're locked onto the idea of the business because it's all you've ever done, I don't know, maybe it's a candle line, right? All you know, the only thing you know inside out is candles. But now he's telling you to sell your candle business because he wants to use you in missionary work. Well, the first thought is like, wait a minute, that's how I make my bread and butter. Like, I don't even know anything about missionary work, right? All I know is candles. That's the whole point, right? You just have to trust. And you have to believe, you have to fully surrender. Now, do that mean you just automatically sell your business in one day? And he may require that, but the whole point is for you to tap in, right? Press in so he can give you your details. That may not look like selling the business overnight. That may look like giving your child the business. That may look like bringing in a partner so you can have more time until he starts to allow you to make enough money in your purpose and calling where you're doing his purpose, and then you're getting the overflow of it where you can completely sell the business 3 years from now. So that's the whole point. Don't let anybody tell you, right? Unless it's confirmation for what God has already revealed to you. But either which way, total surrender. If you want to keep holding on to something, right? Again, it feels safe. But if God has been clear that he needs you elsewhere, you have to totally surrender. But a lot of times it's going to be a transformation. I mean, like a transition. But who knows? Next. Like I just said, he's going to call you to tap in and press in more. Tap in and press in more. Again, what does that look like? That can look like the word for you. That can look like being in nature for you, whatever, right? However you hear from God, move your distractions and start investing more into tapping in, pressing in, however you hear from God. Just move and limit your distractions, because there's a lot of details he's trying to get to you. He's going to make it clear to you what he's trying to do, what he needs to do, etc. Next. Listen, I'm going through this now, and it's new to me, right? You have a conviction to do something. There's a conviction to help a person. There's a conviction to go here. There's a conviction, whatever. There's a conviction. And it's within your purpose and your calling now. It's how God uses you. But then there's a pause. And maybe some people have always had the pause. But I know for me, it was a conviction. It was so very profound that I didn't even need a pause. If I'm honest, I didn't even need confirmation. It was that profound in my spirit. But now, 95% of the time, it's a conviction. Do that. But wait. Watch this person, but wait. Here's a revelation, what I need you to do, but wait. Pause. You don't have everything yet. And I'm just like, but that changed for me, because truly it was conviction, do it. Conviction, do it. But here's the insight. You're being increased, right? He wants to increase you. So if he wants to increase you, what does that mean? He's increasing your area. He's increasing the amount of people you need to reach. He will be increasing your resources. So now it's expanded. So now you can see at the last level. I mean, you may could have convicted and moved, but even if you missed the mark, because we're human, even if you missed the mark, it wasn't a lot to lose. But now, because you're being increased, and many of you are being increased to levels that you can't even think about or imagine. So now it has to be done with excellence, because it's on a much larger scale. So if you miss the mark, you're going to feel it. If you miss the mark, 100 people are going to suffer where it should have been them, but instead you missed the mark and helped these one. And the way you're going to help the people are going to be more, how can I explain what I feel? It's going to be, what's the word? It has to be tunnel vision, right? Because you're going to be able to reach more people, then the enemy is really, really, really going to try to confuse you with counterfeits, things like this. So what he's going to do is he's going to give you a conviction, but he's going to make you pause. Within that pause, he's going to have you get in that word. Within that pause, he's going to have you get in nature. Within that pause, he's going to send confirmation through other people. It must be precise. That's the word. It must be precise now. Level to level, glory to glory. You're going higher. You can't fumble these kind of assignments. It's too much on the line. Some of these assignments are going to look like you saving lives. Seriously. Next thing. There is current, right now, on your current level, you're starting to see an acceleration of things. Again, it's still the area that he calls you. So whatever it is for you, if you're called to prayer, right, there's an acceleration. You're getting more energy now. You can say your prayers longer. So now you can go from 2 minutes, honey, your knees hurting, to now 20 minutes, right? Or 2 hours. But there's an acceleration in the area that he wants to increase you and how he's going to use you. But it's chasing you, right? It's I don't want to say easy, because I don't want to ever sit here and make anything seem easy, because it's a lie, right? but it comes naturally, right? There's a grace, there's an ease So at your current level, he's increasing you. Okay. Now, be very careful here because I'm tied in with the. Did I miss one? I know I have one more, but I feel like I'm missing something. Okay, I'm gonna tie that in with one that I missed. With the acceleration at your current level, you're probably encountering more assignments now, right? Again, everybody doesn't get them where you fit in, right? But assignments, planting seeds, praying for people, whatever the thing is, you're encountering more people. There's an acceleration to help more people, but he's watching you like a hawk to be sure at this current level. Like, okay, so the acceleration you have now is nowhere near the acceleration that you're going to, right? It's just, I don't know, maybe a 10% increase of whatever you got going on, a 10% increase. But with that 10% increase, he's sending you more people to help. So he's watching you like a hawk. Because see, you may feel like, oh, thank you, Jesus, 10% increase. That's for me to take a vacation. And he's like, no, that 10%, right? Cancel that vacation. Listen, I promise y'all. I don't like to get too personal because I'm just, listen. I had to cancel something just this morning. I ain't gonna lie to you. And honestly, I didn't care. See, this is how you know when you're tapped into the area that, it's not that I didn't care, but I would rather do what he asked and required me to do versus that. Because I know I'll still be able to do that, just not right now. He needs this done. So the increase that he may have currently gave you, that increase is going to be used towards your current level of purpose and calling. He's watching you. Because if he gave you a 10% increase, and if you want to fight him on that, well, why I gotta give 10%? I'm already giving enough. How in the world he's about to give you an 80% increase? You're struggling with 10. You want to fight him with 10. It ain't even yours. You want to fight him. I'm so dramatic. You want to fight him at 10% increase? But how's he going to trust you with 80? So it's almost like he's perfecting you in that area. Lastly, your current level, whatever it may be, right? Relationships, your jobs, your career, that last ministry, that last, I don't know, the town you're in, the state you're in, you're just there. The only reason why you're there is because you're physically there, and the only reason why you're spiritually there is because it's a command for you to still be there until the door opens. But it's very, very clear the season is up, right? You're just obedient. If you weren't obedient, honey, you would have been gone. You would have been gone. But he's not letting you go yet. But you know in your spirit that current season is up. And if you're honest, for some people, there's not even a fulfillment there any longer. Because you know your purpose, right? God ordained things, people, places, and things. It fulfills you. You're no longer fulfilled. And that's why you feel so empty to the point where you want to start putting your hand in counterfeit things, people, places, and things, right? Because you feel empty. But you got to change your perspective. I only feel empty, or I don't feel maybe as satisfied as I used to. But I know I'm about to be shifted. I know better is coming. I know increase is coming. So this is limited. So don't lock onto the idea like I'm so miserable, I got to stay here forever. No, you just got to stay there till that door opens. You got to stay there till the destiny helper comes. You got to stay there till the shift happens. Listen, I had a season. When I tell you the shift happened overnight, because you know some shifts are gradual, right? But I've had a season where the shift happened overnight out of nowhere. And you know when it happened? When I stopped thinking about it. So don't feel like because you don't see anything in the physical realm happening, there's nothing tangible to go off, but you feel it spiritually. Your only job is to remain obedient. The enemy will send all kind of temptations to you. Pay attention to your temptations. You got to pass. It's crucial that you pass the test, right? God is going to give you intricate details and instructions that may not even make sense to you. He may say, go do this, right? You don't even have an internet right now. Your cell phone is off. Go to the library. I need you to go to this particular site. Go upload your resume here. Go to this specific site, this specific place. And you may say, why am I going here? I don't need groceries. You're trying to send me to the grocery store. Matter of fact, I don't even have any money. Why am I going to the grocery store? Just go. Broke and all. If he's, listen, when I tell you to the average eye, following God will have you looking like a fool. You cannot, honey, please understand how this thing works. God is telling you, go to the grocery store. And you're like, I don't even have $1. Honey, if you got to walk around that grocery store just reading ingredients, honey, on back of labels, just burning time. Just do it. God is very, very strategic. You're going to run into a person in that grocery store that's going to change your life. You're going to run into a person in the grocery store who God has specifically put in place, that specific time he told you to go, that specific store he told you to go, and somehow that person may just bless you for that day, right? It may not be life-changing yet, but just for that day. Sometimes in those heavy dark seasons, he will give you enough just to get through the day. So something randomly happened. You're at the grocery store and the person walks up to you and be like, oh, you know about this ingredient too? Can you tell me more? I see you reading labels. I see you reading labels. Can you tell me more about this? Right? Now you're telling them about the labels. Next thing they're doing is inviting you to dinner. Well, I'm going to try to use this. You know, my mother gave me a recipe for this, that, and the third. And I'm going to try. What are you doing tonight? Do you want to come over? Come have dinner with me and my family. Now, this person don't know you're hungry. They don't know. Following your intricate details and instructions are crucial. Guys, this thing is not for the faint of heart, right? But of course, remember, we go from level to level, glory to glory. So if you're sitting here struggling and like you're still struggling with distractions or temptation, well, you're going to always struggle with temptations, honey. But it gets easier is the point. Just know, chosen ones, like each pass you test, right? When you do well on one season through testing and things like that, you will keep getting increase, right? You will keep getting increase. You will keep getting increase. I wanted to share that. You guys have a great weekend. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.